Hello, everyone. This is another episode of Whatever Happened to the Game. I'm going to have guests a little late, but just to give a little outline, today is to talk about Castlevania game mods. So, yes, we haven't had an official Castlevania game for a long time, but as it goes, we have had mods that are unofficially Castlevania. So today that's going to be the topic. We're going to talk about game mods which showed a great deal of fandom for Castlevania without being officially Castlevania, which gets a bit interesting. And so to start it off, you probably heard some of these: Simon's Destiny, Vampire Survivors Ode to Castlevania. There's been Dead Cells Return to Castlevania, and so on. So, to start it off, I'm going to first go into the news before we really get the ball rolling. So, moving over. So we're going to go on over here. So previously there was Future of Marvel. So I was talking about what could happen with the MCU. And speak of the devil, it happened to be that was the same day and the same 5-hour block that Marvel Studios were talking about Avengers Doomsday with that long live stream, 5 hours of people not necessarily even people in the chairs. The Traveler, how are you doing? Long time no see. How are you doing? How's the weather over there in South Africa?
Sorry, I'm late.
No, it's all right. It happens sometimes. I'm just got a little hello from the Traveler. It's been a long time since he visited. He's a Castlevania guy. He's got some Castlevania videos of his own. He also reviews Game of Thrones and Elder Scrolls. So nice. I'm glad to see you, Traveler. So we're going to talk about all these, and I was just talking about how I was unfortunate enough to have done the Future of Marvel live stream last week when Marvel Studios was showing their own 5-hour live stream on the cast of Avengers Doomsday in the chair. Put the names on.
Yeah. I remember you telling me in my stream how just terribly timed this was, and they went on for what, 5 hours? You said?
Yeah, 5 hours.
Good Lord.
Well, apparently I missed the part where Robert Downey Jr. said hi, but it's a 5-hour live stream, so how am I supposed to not miss that whole thing? Not miss part of it. But next week, we're going to be talking about Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. So that should be pretty interesting. We both have some familiarity with that one. I'm going to go live stream with Elder Scrolls games because I believe I got all of them except for online because Steam gave them away for cheap last year around November, and I've just been meaning to get around to them. Yeah, I heard it. I know it's weird to laugh at your at your misfortunes, but that's what I felt the urge to do about my stream. Being poorly timed. But either way, later today I will be playing Skies of Arcadia, but here's the good news. For the Switch store, they have Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask for the Nintendo Switch Online store. I'm still waiting for them to get GameCube games on there.
Oh, you didn't see the Switch 2 thing, did you?
I've been having a bad day. Why? Because I will go check it out after this is done.
Bro. GameCube's coming to Switch 2.
Okay, good.
I don't know if it's coming to Switch to the first one. I don't know.
If that's
But
the case, then there
they
already is
are
a live
doing GameCube.
stream. If that's the case, there already is a live stream of let's go see what we thought would happen with Nintendo Switch and what we know. Because that would be a follow up.
Yeah, so Nintendo basically won. Like the console wars are like officially dead at this point. Nintendo just crushed everybody. They're pulling. You have like I don't want to spoil too much for you, obviously, but like there's a new Donkey Kong game. There's a ton of remasters and updated games that are coming out, and a new exclusive from Soft game, as well as Elden Ring.
Oh my! I mean, Nintendo Switch. The first Nintendo Switch was already selling more consoles than the current Xbox.
Yeah, and it's gonna have like 8 times the storage. And yeah, they are going to release the GameCube virtual library. They only have a few games. They don't have like Smash just yet, but they're which I think will try to revitalize the Melee community. I think, but
That's 20 years ago, though. But yeah,
sure. Well, trust me, the Melee guys all play a ton of it online right now. But Fire Emblem Path of Radiance and a bunch of other games are all looking to be coming to their little online GameCube library very, very soon.
Yeah. So yeah, about going back to why they did the time is that the longer you can get your live stream to run, the more likely it is that people will come across it over that period of time. So they did it 5 hours so that there's a good and it paid off because there were millions of views over the course of that live stream. But that's why they did it so long. But yeah, so they got Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask on the Switch Online store, and there's Switch 2. So that's a future live stream topic coming up. So now, Castlevania Simon's Destiny. So we're gonna go over this one and look at some footage from my live stream of when I was playing that.
Yeah, this is probably the mod that interests me the most.
Especially with how much you like Doom, I'm not surprised.
Oh yeah.
I'll fix the description of this live stream to say how you can get it because it's open source and it's open source Doom mods, and you can get it there for nothing. You just need to know how to play Doom. But let's see. So yeah, this is my 1K subscriber special, and I'm gonna get it in a window soon. Hang on.
Neat.
And I will continue it as well because it was a great game to play.
Yeah, at some point I got to get around to doing not only the rest of the Castlevania games, but I also really should take the time to do the all of the modded games. Like I'm gonna probably re-download GZ Doom unless somebody has figured out how to get this over to Doom 1 and 2 by that point.
Let me get it full screen here.
A library of GameCube games being available on a new console would certainly tempt me to save towards a newer console, especially since getting an actual GC console is nigh impossible on my end.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's expensive on a retailer such as Amazon.
What is it, like $50?
It's just that they aren't making it, and you need to be sure about the quality of what you're getting.
I suppose that's true, but
parts tend to be cheaper. Right. The left click in this game is using the whip, and right click is your sub weapon. So this is the start of the game. But yeah, Albella, you should try this game at some point. You'd be pretty good at it. It does have jumping, but you wouldn't have much of a problem. I mean, just like Doom, you have the colored keys, which back to the day, having keys in Castlevania started back with Vampire Killer for MSX in 1986. So before Doom, you had keys in Castlevania.
I do like how it looks. I
It
do like
is
how it looks.
nice.
And I just quickly, I do see what you're talking about. I just brought up Amazon. Yeah, no, the last time I was dealing with GameCubes, they were like $20 and $30, and this was years ago. That was during that mailing craze. So I was wrong. They're like an average of 150 or over.
Yeah, you're better off at this point because this is me assembling a Game Boy Advance. I was better off just getting the parts for the Game Boy Advance because and putting it together because that's cheaper. I'm pretty sure it'd be the same with the GameCube if you got the parts and put that together.
See, I don't have an issue with 3D platforming. I've always enjoyed like the idea of, pretending to do parkour and everything. So like this is all right up my alley. And I've seen you play this a lot, like when you were down in the underground after Simon does that big fall.
Yeah, after you defeat the mummies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm going to continue this eventually because I've been committed to multiple games at once.
That's part of the reason why I've been trying to do one at a time.
Oh, it's the smart way to do it. Yeah, this is when I wasn't really good on my on understanding how to minimize lag for my streaming. So I'm sorry about that part. But this is what I'm going to do for this one because you have more mods to talk about here. But yeah, it's based on the GZ Doom, same engine as Brutal Doom. But even right now, I mean, this game is one of the oldest game mods we're talking about. But it's 2017, and even then, you can still play it. It's never too late to try. I mean, I've tried the other GZ Doom mods, including they have a Legend of Zelda Doom mod. I'm not kidding.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
It's not as good as Simon's Destiny, though. Simon's Destiny is one of the better ones they have there. So I'll fix the description for later today before I start Skies of Arcadia, and I'll make sure I have the link to Simon's Destiny there. But next one, Vampire Survivors Ode to Castlevania. So, Survival Arcade, there is no real end to this game. You just try to survive as long as you can, and it keeps getting more brutal, more bigger waves of monsters. Think like Call of Duty Zombies, or well, I'm trying to think of another one, or Halo Fire Team.
Tetris.
Yeah, Tetris. It just keeps getting more intense until you die finally. Or in the case of Vampire Survivors, the Grim Reaper kills you if you survive all the way to the end. But no, I'll go into Ode to Castlevania.
See an awful lot of characters I recognize.
Oh, they have the most thorough library of characters. So when you get close to unlocking half the characters, you can literally unlock Dracula as a playable character in the game, and then you unlock a whole bunch of other characters you can unlock by unlocking Dracula.
Yeah, I even see Hector over there on the right.
Yep, Hector's in it. You can even play as characters that you don't play as in the games, like Sarah. You can play as grown-up Maria Renard. You can play as Sonia. Even characters that aren't canon anymore. You can
Sarah's
play as
special ability, dying.
She carries garlic, so she creates an aura around herself. That's her base ability. But you can use other characters' items. Like there isn't really character specific restrictions. There's just an issue of the weapon you start with.
Mm.
But even in the base game, you can play as weird characters. Like you can play as Santa Claus with a shotgun. Yeah, Santa Claus with the shotgun. You can also, oh yeah, and you could, oh, it's just so many. So I've got it here. I'm going to present, share screen.
I've not played much mods based on Castlevania, as I've mostly limited myself to the ones on NES. But have you heard of Chorus of Mysteries?
I'm going to check that out because that's part of what we're going to do is we're going to see, like, we don't know all the game mods. I don't know all the game mods, so we'll check it out after we've gone through the main ones because these are just the bigger ones.
Yeah, Traveler is Chorus of Mystery. Well, while you're bringing this up, is Chorus of Mysteries like a is it like Castlevania revamped, or is it a actual modded version of a game? Like sorry, is it a whole new game for Castlevania, like the fans made stuff, or is it a modded version of a pre-existing game? That's what I should ask. Holy beef there, Richter.
Wait, another Belmont? What the heck?
And Trevor just came in.
Wait, no, that was Christopher.
Oh, it was Christopher. It looked like
yeah, it was Christopher. What are you doing, Chris? You took his money.
What on earth is on the left?
That's chaos. And that's the old man from the base game. So Alucard, you can play as him. Jonathan, you can even play as Isaac from Curse of Darkness too. Maria.
Oh, Maria's cats.
Birds and cats.
I saw Shanoa. I recognized the girl. Yeah, there's Abaddon.
He's the boss, yeah. There's Trevor,
Alucard. This is interesting.
And there's Sonia and there's Juiced.
Yeah. All right, yeah. That wasn't Juiced. So,
Sypha. Yeah, Julia, Sypha. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so these are all the playable characters. Yeah. Twins. You can play as the twins, but you have to get them after Dracula first.
Gotcha. That's interesting. That's one of those games that I might end up picking up and playing later as a Castlevania nut whenever I have the time.
Yeah, it's it's just survival arcade where you never really win, but I got hooked on it, so I had to stop.
You think it's revamped? Gotcha. So it's a whole new game. That's cool.
Yeah, well, the way to explain it is Ode to Castlevania is one of two revamped DLCs. So it adds so many characters and it adds a whole Castlevania map. So, but it's survival arcade. Some people don't like it because there's no end to the game, but others are fine with that whole idea.
I think he's referring to Chorus of Mysteries.
All right. Yeah.
So Chorus of Mysteries is like revamped. It's a whole ground up game basically, which is cool. I really like that. I haven't played much of revamped, but what little I did, I did greatly enjoy.
Hey, Traveler, I'm going to look up Chorus of Mysteries at the end of this. But next one is Dead Cells.
Yeah, this is the stealth game, right? The ninja game?
Yeah, so Dead Cells, you're a prisoner in a haunted prison. But in Return to Castlevania, they changed the prison to being Castlevania that you're escaping from, and you can also unlock Richter, Belmont, and Alucard as unlockable characters to play as. And you got to and Maria Renard is an NPC. She's locked in a bird cage until you break the cage open.
Okay.
It's kind of messed up and it's kind of funny too. Maria in a bird cage.
Well, I think it's fitting considering her base attack is throwing a couple birds at people.
Yeah. All right. Dead Cells. So, well, that's the next one. But it'll be a little longer. I'm going to set this up. So it has multiple difficulty modes, but I'm going to get it set up here. Mm-hmm. So this is, you start in a dungeon. That's part of the guy from Dead Cells, the prisoner. Yeah, it's a little disgusting. He needs a body, so he jumps inside a dead guy.
Oh, so you're not actually a person. You're just like this little monster.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I think if Link ever needed jars, you certainly know where to come to.
Take the shoes. Oh, get the shield too. So a door usually needs a key, or you need to be able to break it somehow.
Why did a Doom portal just open?
Because that's how monsters teleport in.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is the beginning where you're starting out with your base items, but eventually there are monsters you fight in here, which is why they made a Castlevania mod with it in the first place.
So all of the gear. Okay. So all of the gear here seems to like it's very quick pickup and drop off. Like it looks like what's that game that
I'm trying to think of one.
I can't even remember the game right now. Everyone Slay the Spire, that's it.
Okay.
Kind of reminds me of Slay the Spire.
I've seen ads for it on Steam. Is it any good?
The game is entirely RNG. The items you pick up, the hand you're dealt, like everything, and you're trying to make it through random encounters with random gear, with random everything is random. It's kind of nutty. I'm not a big fan of it. To be fair, I haven't played it. I've watched it a lot because my friends are like all hooked on it.
Yeah. Okay.
But this reminds me of games like that.
There it is. So now you can switch to Richter because you unlocked him.
Your torso is his bicep. I always find it funny how like absurdly jacked the Belmonts, got at a certain point.
Oh yeah. Well, except for Juice, but he has a coat on, so you can't really tell.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So as you can tell, one of the big mechanics here is you have a limit on the weapons you can have at one time. So if you unequip it, you drop it. And I like some of the music here too. Like, but you can't play as her. You can only play as Richter Alucard if you change from the prisoner.
Oh,
but
really? Tease us with Shanoa.
Yeah, same with Maria. You break the birdcage open to let her out.
No, that's not fun.
But at least you get to have them on the same team. You don't really have that in the game before. So, but it was cool how they used the other various music, like like in the dungeon where the prisoner escaped from. You got to hear the intro music for Super Castlevania 4.
I like how they took pretty much everything that's like Symphony of the threw it in here. You got the candelabra, even the bridge is from Symphony. Well, I know it's the bridge from Rondo, but still. Are these mermen? Why on earth are they so aggressive?
There's werewolves and there's mermen. I think it's funny because I realized that where the you know how in Legend of Zelda they had the bad Zoras?
Yeah.
The green ones that blow fire at you, not the nice ones that look like dolphins. They look kind of similar to the merman here. I didn't think about that at first until I remembered how I finished Link to the Past.
Well, I really like the sprite work here. It's very smooth, very fluent.
It is. I mean,
and I think it helps to hide the illusion of things when you've got the scarf rolling around.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of the thing is that you don't have to have this super detailed, really high resolution. Although you can play this game in high resolution, but you don't need to have all that high resolution to have an interesting game. Oh,
that is the second time. that is the second time this person has gone through and like dodged backwards only to eat the fireball.
Yeah.
Alucard is 6'2". I don't know how tall Alucard is supposed to be.
He's officially only 6'1", so close, but a little over. But yeah, he's taller than all the Belmont characters, but comes with it, I guess.
It's the heels. This is very, very fast gameplay.
It is.
Especially compared to what Castlevania normally is.
Right. Well, yeah. If you wait for the dialogue anyways.
Mm-hmm. I do like the parallax. There's like 6 or 7 layers.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice for not being, not being so high resolution. Have you like played Bolt Gun at all? I mean, it runs at.
I do not know what that is.
It's a Warhammer 40K game on the old Doom engine, but it came out recently for just about everything from PC to Switch. But it plays like Doom games, but intense, crazy shooting. You'd like it if you like Doom, but you're basically playing as a space marine in the first person.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a liking for some of these old Doom style games, and Bolt Gun is one of those cases.
Agreed. I think it's a lot of just people want simplicity back, and they're tired of complex like modern gaming that doesn't go anywhere. I think that's the big issue.
Well, yeah, and I think another thing is people like, including myself, and it seems to be you as well. We want to actually play the game, push the buttons, and run how the game does it, rather than have to
Mhm.
go through a lot of dialogue.
Agreed. Like, I'm fine with dialogue if it's in the sense of like an RPG where information
Well,
really matters, but if I'm just running around punching, shooting, breaking, like I'll figure it out myself, you know?
I'm gonna actually play Deus Ex the full revision mod later, because in the
Mhm.
old Deus Ex game you have calls in your earpiece, but you can keep playing through the game while you hear them talking to you. You don't have to have a cutscene forced on you most of the time.
Gotcha, gotcha. So it's like the it's like the logs from Doom
Like
3.
System Shock. Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah,
System
yeah.
Shock, because the System Shock remake is one of the better modern remakes I've seen. And it's just nice how they use the old Castlevania music. They use a nice selection of the Castlevania music with their own little spin on how it's played. So the prisoner has received a lich upgrade. That's why he looks different now.
Okay.
But that's about it for now, because we have a few more to knock out before the day is done, or before this time is done here. So the Dead Cells, and now there's V Rising Legacy of Castlevania. So V Rising originally was a game where you start out as a vampire who wakes up, and you have to survive as a weakling, and recruit some of your own vampires to join you, and then move
Mhm.
on. Um, in V Rising, you can make your character look like Alucard, get your hair styled that way, and get Alucard's outfit. You aren't really Alucard in the game. The character
Gotcha.
you added by V Rising is Simon Belmont, who is your enemy. So it's kind of
Mm,
fun, kind of
okay.
playing as Castlevania Dracula, but not. So I'm gonna go get that one. We're gonna check that one out.
It has one of the best renditions of Bloody Tears. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many renditions of Bloody Tears. It's so nice to hear what everyone has to do. I don't think I've ever actually found like a genuinely bad rendition.
No. I mean, one of my disappointments with the original Netflix animation, is they didn't have more than really Bloody Tears
Hmm.
incorporated into there. I'm not sure why. I mean, even the Pokemon movies had, or Sonic movies, for instance, have more Sonic music from the games in them. So I'm a little puzzled. I mean, to be fair, that's more of a kid-oriented video game, but you know what I'm saying. I
Oh
just
yeah, I
wonder
understand.
why, if it's copyright, um, or is it, I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to make something that's original to it. All right, share screen. All right, here we go. So obviously this is really long, but a lot of it's just a Castlevania skin.
Hmm.
So you're just gathering materials at this point to make better weapons. But as
Yeah,
you can
take
see,
that,
this is
Brock.
this is kind of similar to the other MMORPGs like Old Republic or World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it's got some similarities.
I mean, I'm saying this as someone who hasn't really played World of Warcraft. Just old. The only one of its kind I tried is Old Republic.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's got some similarities. It's quite different. But that's okay.
Skip ahead a little bit because the whole idea is you recruit, you get other vampires for recruitment or turning people into them.
So is he fighting a human here?
Yeah. But yeah, this is for so V Rising isn't as available. It's a PlayStation game, but I mean, I guess Simon's Destiny is a PC one where you have to download it or something similar, I guess, in order to play it. If you can play GZ Doom. But yeah, Dead Cells is one that's just for just about every major console or PC, or even phones at this point. So it's a little different. This is.
So did he drink the person or turn them? What did he do? Because the screen started turning red.
So yeah, when it's red, you're basically the person's almost dead. But here's the different part where you're actually crafting. So you have to go to an anvil and a furnace to make your weapons.
Funny how it's basically in its own little mini cathedral, like an abbey.
So I skipped this over, but this is where the player has started to build his own little community. He has the materials, so he's building. So for some people, they might like this, but the building aspect might not be liked by others. Town building. It takes some time to do this. You know, I guess you call it base building or town building, whatever you refer to it as.
Yeah.
But now your town is under attack. Ouch. V blood. Oh, yeah. So you can also like one of your things you can like use drops of your own blood to poison your enemy, make them sick.
Oh, interesting.
A little disgusting, but if it works, right?
I found it. Cadence of Agony. Okay.
All right. I'll try. We'll check that out. I think after this one, Traveler, we'll check out that one. Take a look at it. So now, yeah, you did the wolf transformation.
Cool. I like being able to travel a lot faster.
And the red is
your red is working after shield dashing.
Your red is the scent trail when you're a wolf, so you can smell your enemies or smell hidden items.
Oh, okay.
All right. Oops. Discover. So discover. Oh, to get a castle heart. Well, that's good for now.
V Rising's gameplay footage reminds me of Warcraft 3. Also, I've heard that Simon is in this game is a beast to fight against.
Yeah, he's meant to be that way. He's meant to be the guy who's trying to take you out. So let's see what you got here. Cadence of Agony. So Traveler, does it have the name Castlevania to the mod or no? Because I'm going to look it up here. Here it is. Cadence of Agony.
Cool.
Okay. Oh wow! So I'm going to show this in a minute, but they really got the retro look to this one. So here it is.
Okay, that's good to hear.
You see that little film reel effect from
that's
Simon's
basically
Quest.
Yeah. No, oh yeah, this is Dracula 3. That's what I thought.
Yeah, yes, my mistake.
Yeah, because the second one is the horizontal.
Right.
There lived a person named Dracula. He practiced surgery in order to create a bad world filled with evil. It's like, yeah, that's that was some of the writing back in the day.
Yes.
Definitely not a high point in Castlevania.
So, even more. What is it? What else is this? Dremelock. Let's give it.
What?
Oh, because you can change to other characters.
Oh, I was wondering why that looked so glitched.
No, they've done so many mods for Castlevania 3. It's crazy. But I think it's great. Thanks, Traveler, for mentioning this one.
Mm-hmm.
And they're using the Richter look from Symphony too, where he has the long hair and the coat.
Yeah, it's like they took they combined Simon and Dracula X Chronicles Richter.
I'll share, of course, the mysteries next.
Oh wow, they even have all the glitching. They even have all the glitching enemy sprites. It's so accurate.
Oh, even the Axe Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Duck, man, duck. Or you can hit their projectiles with a whip. That works too. What's funny is they have they can break the things in the lab table like in Symphony.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the Roman numeral upgrades from Castlevania 4.
Oh, bummer.
Oh, you just downgraded your axe. Come on.
I think he was trying to like grab the heart.
I see.
Didn't realize the Axeman was going to drop the axe weapon.
Yeah.
Richter's sprite looks more modeled after Salil. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Invisible steps.
What's happening?
Invisible stairs. You know how there's like the invisible stairs before Dracula's throne room?
Yeah, and 4. I'd be a little hard pressed to tell me that this isn't glitching the hell out right now.
Yeah. I will give him credit for trying to use the engine for Castlevania 3. That's what I can say.
Yeah, probably not the smartest move, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the attempt. I was going to say, it better be worth it where that thing was positioned.
Yeah. So now we're going to try the other one. Course of Mysteries.
This is a cute little game.
Yeah. Course of Mysteries. So it's another one meant to resemble NES. That's interesting. Dr. Mario.
Optimon. Yeah, I appreciate people trying to take the time to, mod the different games and make everything the way it was.
I'm actually going to look up as many of these mods as I can to see if there's a link for how to get them. Thanks, Traveler. Now your character looks. I'm trying to remember who your character looks like with the headband and the.
He looks like Grant standing up.
Yeah, I guess that's.
Yeah, he looks like Grant after he cured his scoliosis.
More or less.
So, are you inside of a period or a period? Holy Christ! Pyramid. Period.
Oh.
Pyramid.
Yeah, that's okay.
Are you? I'm sure Dracula and every vampire wouldn't even want to be inside of a period. Are you inside of a pyramid? It looks like.
Yeah, you are. So so this person is meant to be Grant Donacy's family. Okay.
Oh. Descendant of Grant. Game is hard as hell. I speak from personal experience. Okay.
Well,
I would imagine if it's an old school, classic Vania style game, it's gonna have difficulty.
Shit.
Is this just a reskin, perhaps? Because it looks like this is basically just the original game. Like, I noticed that whole layout for the levels and everything was like the exact same as the first stage. Ulrox's castle. I suppose that answers the question of whether or not this is Dracula or or Ulrox is the villain.
Maybe this explains why Ulrox is in Dracula's castle because his old one got wrecked.
Yeah, I probably liked the other one better.
So I'm gonna. Castlevania Bloodstorm. Thanks, Castle. We'll check that one out. We have a little more time for that one, so let's check that one. Castlevania Bloodstorm. Oops. Castlevania Bloodstorm. Let's try that. Storm. Castlevania Bloodstorm. Okay. Oh, so they made a Sonya Belmont mod. That's interesting.
Ulrox was always a glorified squatter. Should have charged him rent.
So yeah. I was doing a Castlevania fan video where Dracula took Ulrox, tortured the heck out of him, and made him a slave. I mean, I think the video is still there. So this mod assumes that Sonya is related to Simon, which I think works more than the original Legends idea does.
Yeah, And Sonia's after Simon now. Boom, nostalgia.
This music almost sounds like the castle from Super Mario Brothers 3. Almost. That's interesting. Little snapshots from number 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh, looks like I've got a snapshot as well from
Legends, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually artwork, but yeah. I mean, the game, it was the last like Game Boy one.
Mm-hmm.
I might get to it eventually, but I'm going to start playing one game at a time so I can actually finish it. So, Chaos, this looks a little interesting. It's
I like how this person is a fan of Demon's Crest. Those statues in the background,
yeah,
from the
it
early
does
stages.
look like that. So I looked up the information on this and in another window, and it says this one it's only for Windows. So for Linux or Mac OS users, sorry, you'll have to find it somewhere else. But it's nice for it to see some modding passion here.
Especially for Sonia, since she only had the one game.
Yeah, and she's also let's see. She and Leon are the first characters you can play as from Castlevania in the Ode to Castlevania mod.
Mm. I like the little Carmilla mask in the background.
Yeah, that's a good nod.
Sonia looks a bit like Charlotte from Samurai Spirits in that artwork. Take your word for it.
I mean, there was a trend in anime at the time that they were following with the design for Sonia and also for Maria Renard.
I like how this person basically, like, it's like this person made this game because they were like, hey, I figured out how to do particle effects. So everything has a particle effect.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't jump up through platforms. That's interesting. I wonder how much slower the gameplay would end up being in a lot of these vertical segments if you can't
Just jump through a platform.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd imagine it'd be a lot faster if you could, but I think one of the biggest reasons why I would jump up through a platform would be in Rondo of Blood when I'm trying to evade a boss like the Minotaur.
Mm-hmm.
Or Dullahan, the Headless Knight.
Yeah. Ooh, cross.
Making sure the skeletons weren't real.
Yeah, would have done the exact same thing. I was like, oh look, enemies to kill.
You know,
Go.
it's I mean it's nice. There just seem to be very few games with the whip swing perk to them.
To be fair, it's probably a nightmare in comparison to code that versus just a regular whip attack.
Yeah, I figure. I just remember because my first one was Super Castlevania 4, and I just remembered how you have to swing around a lot of times in that game.
The hitbox on this whip is insane. Did you see that?
Yeah, it reaches more than halfway across the screen.
Well, it reaches behind her.
Yeah,
because he destroyed the candle. He destroyed the big candle like above him too when he did that. Above and behind, like that's a it's a hell of an arc.
Oops. Oh my. So I'm gonna catch up on the chat here and talk about some news. But this is fun. Thank you, Traveler. Thank you, Chaos, for mentioning these other mods. There's so many out there. We can. It's hard to know all of them. That was fun. I didn't know about Bloodstorm. The other ones. Let's see. Next one. So this is last time we're talking about Future of Marvel, and next week is Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
I will try to make it.
It's okay if you can't. It's a busy time. I've got to go to the office today and the rest and for next week, but I'll make it. I'll be tired as hell. Yeah, it is. It's very time consuming, and that's part of why I decided to make this live stream, Traveler, because I just wanted to let people know about the works that other people have done, so that other people can find them. I want to advertise it. I want to be an advertisement. Skyrim Morrowind, yeah, that's a fun mod. And hello there, Shadow Master. That's a really fun mod. Like they've done essentially overhauled Skyrim, so it has what the world of Oblivion or Morrowind in it. I think either of those mods are pretty good. But later today, I'm going to be playing Skies of Arcadia. So I'm going to be going into the desert continent, and try to get out of there with another ship because my previous shipbuilder kicked me off. I need a new pirate ship.
Okay. And on my end, I've got a working man
review.
I've got a working man review that just came out Tuesday. I'm working on and finishing the video for today discussing race swapping, and for tomorrow's stream, if anybody here is subscribed, I've got a poll up right now on whether or not I skip to Doom 2016 or continue the series through from Final Doom where I'm at. Because I didn't realize or know that Dark Ages comes out in May.
Well, stop by Albelia's place and vote in his poll. I was hoping you'd play Doom 3, but I don't mind if you skip either.
I'm totally fine with skipping for now as well. But yeah, if anybody's interested on what they want me to stream, it's either 2016 and Eternal before Dark Ages, or I continue from Final Doom to 3 and onward until I reach Dark Ages. So that's over on my channel if you want to pop over.
Yeah. So everyone, it's been nice going over all these crazy Castlevania mods that people made out of their passion for the franchise. I want to wish you all a wonderful day. See you next time, Thursday, same time, same channel. And that should be it.
All right. Thanks for stopping by, everybody.